Hi, this is Ratan Gupta from Knowledge Varsity. We will be covering reading 61 of the fixed income. In this reading 61, we will be going through what are the risks that are there in investment in bond. Okay. This recording is brought to you by Knowledge Varsity. We conduct both live and online classes. Okay. So let's see what are the various type of risk that a bond investor is exposed to. Okay. So the risk that are present in the bond can be divided into two parts. Okay, one is the interest rate risk. Most of the risk are coming from investment in bonds which are due to the interest rate, and then the other risk. Okay, so in interest rate risk, what are the risks? One is the yield curve risk. That is, what will happen if the shape of the yield curve changes. Okay. Second is the call risk. That is the risk that the bond will be called back by the bond issuer. Prepayment risk. That is the bond issuers will prepay the money. Okay. Reinvestment risk. That is the bond is paying regular cash flows like coupon. If the interest rate falls, the bond holder is forced to invest the coupon at a lower rate. So that is reinvestment risk. Other risk, credit risk. Since the bonds are, most of the bonds are issued by the corporations, there is a probability of default of those corporations. So there is a credit risk involved. Okay. Next is liquidity risk. Okay. Many of the bond issues are not actively traded in the market. There is bid-ask spread differences there. So as a result, you usually poll a group of traders to find out the price of the bond. Okay, so this is the liquidity risk. That is, you will not be able to sell those bonds very fastly. So that cannot be converted into cash swiftly. That is the liquidity risk. Inflation risk. Bonds are fixed income instruments. They pay fixed coupon payments, but during times of inflation, the coupon that is being paid or the interest that you will earn will not yield anything in real life. Okay, so whatever is being paid is nominal, not real. Okay, volatility risk. This risk is present for the bonds having embedded options like callable and puttable bond. Okay, so due to the volatility of the interest rate, this callable and puttable bond prices vary. So that is one more risk to the bond investor. Okay, then there are other risks like event risk. Okay? So some of the risks which are not in the hand of the bond issuer or holder, that is like, let's say there is a plant of a manufacturer and it catches fire. Okay, so that is an event risk. Okay, sovereign risk, that is the risk that comes due to the regulation of that country or from the country that is in which the corporation is based out of. Okay, then there is exchange rate risk. If you have invested in bonds of uh, corporations outside your country, you are exposed to foreign exchange risk. Okay, so these are the risks that a bond investor is exposed to. Okay, let's go now to what exactly would be the price of the bond with respect to the interest rate in the market. Okay, so the price of a bond, the bond would be trading at par value. The bond will be trading at par value when the market interest rate is equal to the coupon rate. Okay, so when the coupon rate and the market interest rate are the same, the bond will be trading at par. Okay, when the market rate is less than the coupon rate. Okay, so let's take an example that the market rate is 10% and the coupon rate is 11%. Okay, so in this case what is happening is, if you make any investment, you will get 10% return, but this bond is giving you 11% on the face value. Okay, so everybody will go and buy this bond. Okay, So the price of this bond will increase than the its face value or par value, such that effectively it will yield the 10% market rate. Okay, because there should not be any arbitrage. Okay, people may get 11% bond by borrowing at 10%. Okay, that will not be happening. So bond will start trading at premium than its face value. So effectively what will happen is the bond will yield that market rate of 9%, or sorry, or 10% of market rate when the coupon is 11%, and the bond will trade at a premium. On the other hand, if the market rate is 10% but the bonds coupon is 9%, okay, so nobody will want to buy a bond when they are able to invest in the market at 10%. Okay, so what will happen is the price of the bond will fall. Okay, it so happens because the coupon rate is fixed. If the coupon rate was variable, this would not have been the case. Since coupon rate cannot be changed in a bond, the price is a variable, the price changes. Okay, so let's see by taking example. If the market rate is, let's say, 10%, okay, and the coupon is 10%, bond will be at par. If the coupon is 11%, the bond will be trading at premium. If the coupon is 9%, the bond will be trading at discount, because coupon cannot be changed. So as a result, price will change. So here the price will be $100. Okay, here the, let's say, the price is, let's say, $110. Here let's say the price is $90. Okay, so let's say if this is a 1 year bond only. Okay, 1 year bond. Okay, so if you see, it gives you a it gives you a coupon of 11% on face value, that is 11. Okay, so it gives you 11 and the price is 110. So effectively you are getting 10%, which is the market rate. Same can be seen over here. Okay, this I have taken for 1 year. For bonds having maturity more than 1 year, these prices will be varying. So if you see over here, the price, the return that you are getting over here is 10% only. Okay, so this will be happening in all the cases. So this is a very, very important consideration that you have to know in bond. Okay, in fact, you can do this using your calculator. You can take any random values, and this market rate would be your I by Y in the calculator. Okay, so I by Y is this, N will be the number of payments, PMT will be the coupon, FB will be the future value or the face value of the bond, and you have to find out the PV from the calculator. Okay, just try doing this in the calculator and you can see that what I'm talking about. Okay, now we are covering risks. Okay, and we have seen that interest rate risk is the most important risk measure. Okay, now in practice, interest rate risk is measured using duration. So duration is a measurement of interest rate risk. Okay, now the higher the duration, the higher the interest rate risk is. Okay, so interest rate risk, as we have seen, risk can be both side, right? When the now okay, going back to this, we have seen that the market rate was more over here than the coupon rate. So market rate was less than the coupon rate and the bond was trading at a premium. Okay, so I will just draw the bond price diagram. Okay, so this is the bond price on the y-axis. On the x-axis you have the yield. Okay, so there is an inverse relationship. Okay, so this yield is what is the market rate. So yield is your market rate. Okay, so there is an inverse relationship between yield and market, in yield and price. When the yield falls, the price increases. This is why we have said that when the market rate is less, then the bond is trading at premium. Similarly, when the yield increases, the bond price decreases, and this is the shape of the curve. This is called as convex. So, or the price is called as that it's convexity. So this is convex curve, like the price, the shape could have been like this also, you can say that, but this is the how the shape is, because the price increases at an increasing rate. Okay, here the price would have been increasing at a decreasing rate, so this is not the case, and this is the shape of the price yield curve in a case of bond. Okay, so higher the duration, higher is the interest rate risk. Okay, now this duration, the duration will be some number. Okay, by the way, duration is measured in years, which we will see later. Okay, but from our perspective, we should know that duration is a measure of interest rate risk. Higher the duration, higher is the interest rate risk. Okay, it is dependent on coupon, time to maturity, and whether the embedded options are present or not. Okay, so let's see what are the various attributes. Okay, so coupon. Okay, now if the coupon increases, okay, if you have more coupon, okay, the duration decreases. Okay, this can be seen like this. So suppose you have invested $100 in a bond. Okay, the bond was for 5 years. Okay, and the bond coupon is $10. Okay, face value is $100. Another bond is there. Another bond is there, same $100, 5 year, but the coupon is $15. Okay, now since the market rate is same for both of these bond, okay, let's say the market rate is 12%, so that let's say the market interest rate is 12%, so this bond will be trading at discount, this bond will be trading at premium. Okay, now in this case you are getting more of your money earlier. Okay, because coupon it is giving more. Okay, in this coupon it is giving less, and as a percentage you are getting more money at the end of the 5th year, so most of your money is exposed at the end. Okay, so due to the fluctuation in interest rate, this will get impacted. Okay, the present value of this will get impacted, whereas here if you see, as a proportion, less of the money is at the end. Okay, so here it's only 6 times, 7 times, here it is 10 times. Okay, so the present value of this money, okay, is lesser in comparison to the coupon. So what happens is, increase in the coupon decrease the interest rate risk. Okay, so this is very important. Similarly, if I have this bond, okay, and I have a same bond, but the duration, but the maturity is 10 year. Okay, so what can be said is that this $100 is being exposed for more number of years for the interest rate fluctuation. So when maturity increases, the interest rate risk should also increase, or the duration should increase. Okay. Next is the presence of a callable option or a puttable option. Okay. We saw that a callable option will enable the issuer to buy back the bond at specified price. Okay, so when there is a fluctuation in the interest rate, let's say issuer had said that he can buy the bond at $102. Okay, and the price of the bond has become $110. This is a hypothetical case. I will let you know that why this price cannot happen, but let's say the price can run up to 110. Okay, issuer will buy back the bond. Okay, so what happens is the risk to the issuer has decreased. Okay, or the interest rate risk has decreased. Same can be the case of puttable bond. If there is a bond puttable at $110, if the price becomes $102, the holder can throw back the bond to the issuer and ask for its refund. Okay, so the presence of these options decreases the interest rate risk. Okay. Now this we were talking about the case of fixed bond, fixed income, fixed coupon bonds. Okay, in floating rate bond, okay, in floating rate bond, what is happening is coupon is resetted at periodic interval. Okay, why resetted? because what happens is, let's say the coupon uh, payment is done every 1 year. So here the LIBOR was 5%. So you will say that okay, next year the uh, interest, the coupon that will be paid is 5.5%. Okay. Here if the LIBOR has changed to let's say 7%, you will say that okay, next year coupon you will pay at 7.5%. Okay. So what is happening is, due to the increase in LIBOR, you are resetting at every point or every coupon payment point the new rate, which is the market rate. So for this period the LIBOR is 5% or the market rate is 5%, and you are asking for the bond correspondingly. So there is no interest rate risk at this point. But what happens is, the LIBOR rate can change. Okay, so the LIBOR rate, let's say this is for 1 year. Okay, so the LIBOR rate can be different for 1 day, 30 day, etc. So in between this there is interest rate risk, but not for the entire period of, let's say if the bond was for entire period of 10 year. Okay, so their interest rate risk is only for 1 year or time till reset, and at the reset point there is no interest rate risk. So interest rate sensitivity is 0 to on the reset date, but there is some risk between the reset dates.